1997 NASCAR Winston West Series belonged to Anaheim, California's Butch Gilliland. The 9-year veteran had 4 wins and 11 top 10s en route to his first title. Sean Woodside was a series rookie last year, and 3 victories propelled him to second in points. The 27-year-old Californian is ready to try again in '98. Second-generation driver Gary Smith finished 3rd in points. He and a host of veterans and new talent begin their drive to the '98 title today in the revitalized NASCAR Winston West Series.
Well, today the reigning series champion Butch Gilliland starts from the 5th starting position. His 10th season in the sport, the reigning series champ, but with so much more money on the line and some exciting tracks just ahead. You're not focused on getting to the front of this field. You're excited about the new future for the Winston West Series.
You know, it was announced at the banquet after Las Vegas, the end of the year, that Winston and NASCAR were stepping up and really making the Winston West grow. And I'll tell you, they've done exactly what they said they're doing. I've got a new team together here that we put together with the #1 car here. And our team is pumped up. Winston, NASCAR. I've got the tracks going to Topeka, Fontana. They're all just great. We turned away cars today. It's like going to a cup race. And I love running with the Cup guys, and I'll tell you, it's going to be some really exciting races on the West Coast.
And we're looking forward to it, and he has put together a new team for this new season. Now, directly in front of him is a man Bob Jenkins talked about, Sean Woodside, a rookie last year and very successful with 3 wins. This season, he's looking for some additional sponsorship to help him chase down his dream of winning the Winston West Championship. But here's something you don't see every day in a NASCAR race. 2 rookies in the top 2 starting spots. Craig Rodman is a Southwest Tour veteran with 4 Winston West starts. Today he makes his 5th start from outside the front row. And on the pole, 40-year-old Jerry Kane is from California. He was a Southwest Tour rookie last year and has just 1 Winston West start. Both Kane and Rodman are running for Rookie of the Year honors. And these 2 rookies lead a field of 26 drivers and a world of racing fans into NASCAR's 50th anniversary season.
ESPN 2 Speed World welcomes you live to Tucson Raceway Park in the NASCAR Winston West 200, part of the NASCAR Winter Heat Series for 1997 and '98. And we're very proud to televise the very first NASCAR race of a touring series as NASCAR celebrates its 50th anniversary year. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Benny Parsons. In a month's time, we'll be in Daytona watching the Winston Cup Series. And except for the engines, these cars that we'll be racing here today are exactly like the Winston Cup machines.
You're right, Bob. Folks, if you've ever wanted to watch a Winston Cup race on a bull ring, a 3rd mile, 3/8 mile, here's your chance. The Winston West, a 3/8 mile racetrack, and these are exactly the same cars as the Winston Cup car, except the engine, 9-to-1 compression instead of 12-to-1, only develop about 30 horsepower less than the Winston Cup cars. In the 50th year, and NASCAR Winston Cup, NASCAR and Winston have really pushed this Winston West Series. It's going to be exciting in 1998.
Butch Gilliland referred to the fact that they're visiting some new tracks this year, some super speedways.
And that's another thing. They built some new racetracks on the western part of this country. We've got Las Vegas, California, and Pikes Peak, all racetracks bigger than 1 mile. So now they can get some experience to take them to the East Coast and run some of those big tracks over there.
And this race here today has attracted 1 Winston Cup regular driver. For more on that, let's go back down to Bill Weber.
In 1997, a surprising Ken Schrader finished 10th in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings. In a busy season, he was also strong in 3 Winston West Series races, 3 top 5s, and 2 wins in California and Vegas, a performance that earned him a thumbs up from the owner. Today, Schrader returns to the Wild West, starting 6th. And as the season rolls along, watch for several Winston Cup teams to use the NASCAR Winston West Series to test talent, tracks, cars, and equipment, and maybe not just in companion events. This is a new year and a new future for the New West. As for Schrader, he's simply hoping to start his season in victory lane, just like 25 other guys. Now, back up to Bob Jenkins and Benny Parsons.
Qualifying procedures for this event, the first 21 determined by time trials, provisional from the top 30 in Winston West. Driver points from last year start 23rd, 2nd, and 23rd. Owner points considered for the 24th and 25th spot. Now, there was a 26th position reserved for a past Winston West champion, there was none, and so the 26th car will be the one that was 22nd fast in qualifying.
And here is the race procedures this afternoon. We'll run 200 laps at 75 miles. We'll run it in 2 segments. There will be a break of about 5 minutes at lap 101. The yellow flag lap will count all the way up to lap 200. The race can end under the caution flag, just like Winston Cup, and just like Winston Cup, the 10-lap rule, all cars will line up in single file. For the restart, the lead lap cars in front knows the pace.
Take a look at the starting lineup. Jerry Kane has won his first pole in NASCAR Winston West competition, not a new track record. Craig Rodman runs second, then Woodside, Harvick, Gilliland, the series defending champion. Schrader starts sixth, then Richards, Toast, Collins, Gaylord, McAnally, Ash, Rayburn, Potasnik, and Manthey.
And we go back 16 through 26. Davis, Wayne Jacks, Kelly Tanner out of the Northwest. Kevin Culver, Eric Norris, Gary Smith, Larry Gunzelman, Kenny Smith, Don Abreu, Happy Fryer, and Bo Limler is that 26th starter.
We have a couple of onboard cameras that we'll show you in just a moment, but here are the drivers who failed to make the field. And this is the first time in history, that Winston West has sent home some cars from a standalone short track race in the series. Just an idea of how big the Winston West series is going to be in 1998. We're riding along right now with Larry Gunzelman in the Lucas Oil Products for Thunderbird. And we also have an onboard camera with Sean Woodside.
Yes, the Union 76, Unical 76. Finished second last year in the NASCAR Winston Cup. Here's the honorary starter. A young lady's going to start. Who is that, Bob?
That's Deanna Alexander, a close friend of the Trickle family, and she is wearing a jacket that was purchased last night for $9,000 as we raised almost $30,000 for Chris Trickle. The green is out. Here's the Winston West opener for 1998.
Larry Gunzelman crashed in practice yesterday afternoon. This is a backup car. That's one reason that Gunzelman is back in the field as he tries to work his way forward. And already we see the pole sitter has worked his way back to fifth spot as Craig Rodman takes the lead.
Jerry Kane, the pole sitter, has never led a lap in Winston West competition. We thought he might lead the first one, but instead got off to a very poor start. And he is back to fifth position as up front Rodman leads. But that's number 75, Kevin Harvick, giving him all he can handle right now. More on the pole sitter. Bill Weber, what's wrong with Jerry Kane?
Well, I'm not so sure it was a poor start, Bob. It's maybe just a cautious one. Jerry Kane blew an engine yesterday afternoon here at Tucson Raceway Park in practice. They left the track at 6 o'clock, got back to a shop. They actually had to borrow a shop to fix the engine, to repair it. So they couldn't do that. They dropped in a new one, got it ready. He wanted to stay up front at the beginning. He wanted to lead a lap, but he said it was more important for him to be around after lap 200 rather than just after leading on lap number 1.
That's probably good strategic thinking as the battle continues up front. Harvick on the inside and Rodman to the outside.
Tell you what, Kevin Harvick's car is looking very, very good here this afternoon as he goes on the inside, trying to take the lead. You talked about that auction sale we had last night and the party we had for Chris Trickle. Craig Rodman's owner, Dave Reed, bought the shirt off my back and paid $1,100 for it.
Can you imagine giving $1,100 for a shirt that Benny Parsons has worn?
Well, we see that Harvick is now taking the lead.
Harvick ran some NASCAR Craftsman truck races last year and had a couple of late model wins at Bakersfield in '97. Those two cars have kind of taken off from everybody else as the one car of Butch Gilliland runs third. Woodside is fourth. Kane is in fifth position, but now he's getting a challenge from Kevin Richards.
And folks, don't fix your television. That's Kevin Richards' paint job. The checkerboard, the red and white checkerboard. And Kevin Richards and Jerry Kane got together, which caused them to lose a couple of car lengths.
Kevin Richards, car number 85, run 5 Winston West races in 1997. Plans to run the full schedule this year. and compete for Rookie of the Year honors. There are lots of drivers that are trying to win Rookie of the Year honors in this series in '98.
And here's Butch Gilliland, the one-car last year, 1997 champion, trying to work his way to the front on the inside of Rodman.
Gilliland was back about 10 or 12 car lengths just in the last 3 laps. He has come up to take second place away from Rodman and now challenges Harvick for the lead.
Butch Gilliland talked about his new team. Oh, we got a car that's fun. Kenny Smith is fun coming off turn 4. I don't think there'll be a caution flag if they get this car restarted.
Yeah, he's well off the racetrack at the moment and is trying to get the car refired to pull back onto the racetrack.
And the caution flag will wave. And Butch Gilliland will be deprived of taking the lead.
They do race back to the caution in Winston West competition, and Harvick beat Gilliland by just a nose to the line, so Harvick will remain as the leader of this race. 14 laps have been completed here out of 200 in the Winston West 200 from Tucson Raceway Park. We'll be right back.
You know, Mother and I are real proud of you going off to the Winter Olympics in Japan. That's what happens when you're America's favorite. But, well, I know you won't be coming back. But you're going to make one heck of a French fry.
Who feeds the world's greatest athletes? Did somebody say McDonald's?
We love you!
My job is to compare products. And it's not often that I'm surprised. So when Head & Shoulders went up against the leading prescription brand, I expected the prescription to be better. But it isn't. A study proves Head & Shoulders is effective against dandruff. I found out there's a microscopic fungus associated with dandruff, and Head & Shoulders helps kill it. Helps stop flakes before they even start. Not even the expensive prescription works better. You may never see flakes again. I don't.
There's no doubt about it. Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. This leading clear won't keep you quite as dry, but it's clear. To get a better kind of dry, you need the best combination of both. That's Sure Clear Dry. Sure Clear Dry is a different kind of antiperspirant, with a revolutionary formula that gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. We're sure it's a better way to be dry, but draw your own conclusions. Sure Clear Dry. It's a surer way to be dry.
It's Nordic Track's New Year's sale. Come to Nordic Track for all the best in fitness to help you achieve your New Year's resolution. And now, for a limited time, our most popular fitness machines are on sale. Save big. Come in and check out the New Year's savings. From our legendary skier and state-of-the-art power treadmills to the most innovative strength machines. At Nordic Track, our fitness counselors can help make your resolution a reality. Hurry, don't miss Nordic Track's New Year's sale. Nordic Track, where you'll get healthy savings.
ESPN2's Winter Heat Series coverage of the NASCAR Winston West 200 being brought to you by Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. About a half lap to go here, and we'll go back to racing. We are cautioned because of a spin down the front straightaway by the driver of that car, Kenny Richards.
Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith from El Monte, California. And so with Harvick leading him down, we'll get the green flag on lap number 20. Start.
And you can see just how short the distance that the drivers are able to stay on the accelerator down these very short straightaways at Tucson Raceway Park. There's Kenny Schrader in that black 45 trying to work his way by Gary Collins. He does get by Collins.
And so Ken Schrader, car number 45, moves to 7th in the standings. That's Richards right ahead of him.
As Woodside looks back at her pole sitter, Jerry Kane.
Kane did get off to a slow start, but he's fallen into 5th spot and stayed there now all the time. But coming up to challenge him, both Richards and Schrader. You can see Schrader in the black car there on the right of your screen. Meanwhile, that's Sean Woodside in 07 going to the inside of Rodman, trying to take over 3rd spot. Here's a field summary showing you where everybody's running right now and where they started.
And Woodside is able to clear Rodman to go on. Oh! Looks like Rodman's going to get in the back of the 07, did not do it. And Schrader's been able to get by Richards and Jerry Kane.
Now he challenges Rodman for 4th position and takes it. So Kenny Schrader moves toward the front of the field. He's now 4th as the 27th lap has just been completed.
Once again, Sean Woodside looks back at Kenny Schrader. Schrader told me he's going to probably run 8 NASCAR Winston West races in 1998.
And Benny, really, because the Winston West Series is going to, we have a spin down in turn number 1. It's the 55 car of Bo Lemler, the guy that started 26th in the field, and no caution yet. Meanwhile, good battle for the lead. Gilliland and Harvick are side by side as they come out of the corner.
And it looks like Gilliland, oh, I spoke too soon. And Butch Gilliland will take the lead. See the sponsor on the front of that car, Mission Foods. He talked about a new team in 1998. He's joined up with Joe Nava, Lou Miller, and Butch Gilliland. The 3 of them put together this team, and along with Mission Foods, are very, very excited about 1998, what the future is going to hold for their team.
Bill Weber has more on the leader.
Happy
Well,
Pryor.
we're going to crash in turn 4. Happy Pryor is right in the middle of the racetrack. Everybody misses him. He's 66 years old, and the caution is waving again here in Tucson.
Happy, you keep spinning out front of fields like that, you're not going to get to be 67 if you ain't careful.
He's an interesting guy. He says, yeah, I'm 66 years old, but I'm still having fun.
I said, how much Social Security did you draw? He said, just enough to buy 1 set of tires. Great guy.
We are caution on lap 33 as we're already a third of the way through the first half of our winter heat race here today in Tucson, featuring the NASCAR Winston West Series. They're the top 5. Back in just a moment with more.
If you're a real car enthusiast, you should be reading Auto Week every week. For true car lovers, once a month is not enough.
Auto Week has the latest news because it's a weekly. You can stay up on top of everything.
All the new models, concept cars, SUVs, even collector cars are in Auto Week every week.
Auto Week will give you information on new models that really isn't available anywhere else.
All the racing news and analysis you could ever want when it's still hot.
I'm into going racing with my buddies, and Auto Week gives us information to talk about before it's old news.
Anything with wheels, Auto Week has.
Call 1-800-232-1502 for 52 weeks of Auto Week and get these 3 special issues free. Places, the ultimate shopping guide, and our complete racing fan guide with track maps, driver profiles, everything. All for just $24.95. Call 1-800-232-1502 now for Auto Week.
If you only had time for 1 car magazine, Auto Week would be the one to read.
Call now.
You're right. What you do is take the body out and the head's going to fall. You got to rip.
battles Richie LaMontagne, Friday at 9, only on ESPN2.
America's premier extreme sports extravaganza, the Winter X Games, back on ESPN and the Deuce. This weekend from picturesque Crested Butte, Colorado. It all begins this Friday. The Winter X Games back on the Deuce and ESPN. Green flag comes out. Talk about radical and extreme. There's Sean Monroe right in the middle of your screen, the blue T-shirt, and of course the bleached hair, watching his buddy Sean Woodside in third position. But here comes Sean up to challenge Butch Gilliland for that second spot.
And folks, you saw Butch Gilliland had the lead, but now Kevin Harvick is back in front. What happened on the caution flag? These cars, again, just like Winston Cup, raced back to the line, and Harvick ran on the inside on the bottom of the racetrack. Gilliland had to back off. Harvick retook the lead, racing back to the line.
First, second, and third staying right together on the racetrack. Ken Schrader's running back in fourth position, about 7 or 8 car lengths behind at the moment, and he's coming on pretty strong. On board with Sean Woodside running third.
You see these cars are running a little bit higher than you think they would on a bull ring, a 3-mile racetrack. That's because Tucson Raceway Park is a multi-bank. It's banked 12 degrees where these cars are running. In the middle of the racetrack, it's banked 9 degrees. On the very bottom, 6 degrees. As we see the 38 car has spun over in the corner.
That's Don Abreu, who has looped it, but gets back onto the racetrack and saves a caution. Driver from Phoenix, Arizona, who has come down to Tucson to compete here this weekend.
And here comes the leaders, Kevin Harvick, Butch Gilliland, Sean Woodside.
And Benny, you talked earlier about the fact that Schrader's going to run some Winston West races because of the fact that these cars are almost identical and because they're competing on many of the tracks that the Winston Cup Series will be racing on. He really maybe gives them, you could say, an extra testing session.
That's exactly right. Especially if he goes to these racetracks and does a test, he will certainly be gaining some valuable information.
Ken Schrader has 5 victories in NASCAR Winston West competition. He visits the series occasionally when he can. He competed 3 times last year and won 2 of them.
Here comes Gilliland looking on the inside. Once again, I'm Harvick. I'm pretty impressed by Don Abreu. He's been able to stay right in front of these cars.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's now several car lengths ahead of Harvick. He's almost to the point of being lapped a couple of laps ago, but now he's stretching it out a little bit. Once again, Gilliland looks inside, pulls alongside of Harvick. I think he may have it this time. Yep.
Boy, he made that pass look awfully easy.
So Butch Gilliland goes back into the lead.
And now that Sean Woodside is going to move up on the back of the Spears manufacturing Chevrolet of Harvick, trying to take over that spot.
Well, before we had the spin by Pappy Pryor, a few laps ago, Bill Weber was about to give us a report on Butch Gilliland. Bill?
Well, Bob, all these cars are running on bias ply tires, but there is a tire battle in the Winston West Series, Goodyear versus Hoosier. Of the top 6 qualifiers in this race, 3 were on Hoosier, 3 were on Goodyear. Gilliland is on Hoosiers, along with Woodside. Rodman and Schrader are on Goodyear. The thinking is the Goodyear is better on short runs, but the Hoosier tire might be better on long runs. Gilliland, not fast on the restarts, but as the laps go by, he's been able to recapture the lead, and now the 07 is pulled into second.
And Benny, don't they run the bias ply on the short tracks and the radials on the super speedways?
Exactly right. All the racetracks 1 mile and larger, the NASCAR Winston West cars will run the radial tire, but here, all these short tracks and bull rings, they will run the bias ply tire. So that makes really the competition between Goodyear and Hoosier very, very close on these type of racetracks.
Gary Collins in car number 28. Kane is in the 71, and Richards in the 85 as we watch the battle for 6th and 7th position.
We'll tell you that Kenny Schrader has moved by Kevin Harvick into 3rd spot as we watch this battle between Collins, 71 car of Kane, and Richards. Back to the lead. And we see that Gilliland has been able to get by Abreu in the 38.
And the 43 of Kenny Smith was black flagged. They had hoped that Kenny would be able to go a little faster on the racetrack, so they black flagged him. Now Schrader comes up to challenge Woodside. Schrader looking to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Woodside at the line. But Sean doing a nice job of holding them off.
That's one thing great. Oh, little contact there between the two. That's one thing great about Tucson Raceway Park. Cars can run side by side as these two cars are doing now. And Schrader takes this spot away and moves into 2nd. Schrader's been able to march to the front. He's the 2nd spot. Can he catch Butch Gilliland? There's the leader. There comes Schrader.
Schrader has never raced in a Winston West car here at Tucson Raceway Park. He finished 10th in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings in '97 and looks forward to another season in '98, which will be here in just a few more weekends. Kevin Harvick there in the blue and white 75. He's kind of running a lower line than everybody else. There he is as we turn the onboard camera around and look. And we got a crash. And again, it is Don Abreu who has looped up in turn number 4, and the caution is coming out.
And this time Abreu made some contact with the retaining wall with the right rear of his car.
Caution coming out on lap number 63. And Butch Gilliland had built up about a 2-second advantage on the 2nd place car, but now all that disappears. And we'll take a look at it, BP.
Just goes in the corner. He's trying to stay in front of Schrader, goes up, just touches the wall with the right rear. Really did a pretty fine job not having any more damaged car than that.
Well, 64 laps completed and under caution once again here at Tucson Raceway Park as Butch Gilliland leads the Winston West 200.
Hey folks, I'm here to tell you about Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. Before you spend hundreds of dollars on power steering repairs, try Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. We're so sure it works, we guarantee it 100% or your money back. Not only will it stop leaks, but it will also reduce hard spots and squeaks, and it solves rack and pinion problems too. So steer clear of costly power steering repairs. Remember, Lucas Oil products don't cost you money, they save you money.
I'm Ironhead Hayward. I'm used to challenges, and I challenge you to try Zest Deodorant Body Wash. Now, I hear you snickering.
But Ironhead, aren't body washes for ladies?
Ow! Listen, chump, Zest doesn't have heavy moisturizer.
But Ironhead, what's with this thingy?
That lather builder works with Zest Body Wash to give you twice the fresh-smelling lather of this bar. And it rinses cleaner, so you're cleaner, more refreshed, period.
Zest Body Wash. Get cleaner, more refreshed.
Get zestfully clean.
One for me, and one for Coach.
I think Coach Patino's had enough.
One for me, one for Coach.
That's it. Hey, Coach Patino!
Call that defense?
I got Ricky. Help me! 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
official website of Daytona USA, the ultimate motorsports attraction, is www.daytonausa.com. And that's just one of the places, probably the best and the fastest place to find out the results of the winter heat races that are held here at Tucson Raceway Park.
See, I almost said NASCAR's website, didn't you? That's the website for Daytona USA.
Yes.
The ultimate motorsports attraction. Boy, we had fun there doing
the marathons.
Didn't
Yes, we sure did. That was good fun, and we've heard a lot of positive comments from race fans about looking back to as many as, what, 14 years ago when the Winston Cup cars competed here on ESPN.
And you know, this is Winston West, and you think of this as something less than Winston Cup, but those cars that we saw 14 years ago could not compete with these cars today. That's how far along we've come.
Yep. All right, they're lining up now for the restart. The lapped cars are to the inside of the racetrack, whereas those on the lead lap are lined up nose to tail on the outside. Down on the inside, that's Jeff Davis in car number 4, driver from Anaheim Hills, California, who grew up in Carmel, Indiana, not far from where I currently reside. His mom still teaches school in the Carmel area. Green flag is out, and Gilliland once again jumps out to the advantage, but this time Ken Schrader keeps right up with him.
Oh, some contact.
We've got Harvick and Davis both spinning down to the inside of the track into the grass, but both of them come out. A lot of smoke coming from Jeff Davis's car.
He has to have an oil line loose or something. You got to wave the caution flag. Let's slow these cars down before he gets too much oil on the racetrack. See, if the damage to the left front, he's obviously knocked an oil line loose, and they're putting down a tremendous amount of fluid on the racetrack.
The battle was to the line for the lead, and once again, Gilliland won it over Schrader. So now the NASCAR officials will come out onto the surface and check the track for oil. Here's what happened.
What's going to happen is Jeff Davis moves up right in the front of 07. Sean Woodside, they make contact, which turns him sideways right in front of poor Kevin Harvick, who has no place to go. And Harvick gets in the left front of the 4 car, and I'm sure knocks an oil line off.
Harvick had started this race in 4th position and was running up in the top 5 when the incident occurred. But now, in addition to the fact that he may have a little bit of damage on that car, has to join the field from the very tail.
Now, see that black streak around the racetrack? That is nothing but oil that Jeff Davis has put down on the racetrack. So that was very, very wise in waving the caution flag on this deal.
You better believe it. So the oil dry will be put down. Here we go on board with Sean Woodside.
And there we see just a little contact right there. Boom! The right front of the Kevin Harvick car meets the left front of the Jeff Davis car. And let's go down to Bill Weber.
Well, Jeff Davis has brought his car back to the garage area, to the paddock. He does have sheet metal damage on the front left side and on the left rear, and there is a trail of oil leading back to where his car is stopped. So he still sits in the car, window net still up, helmet still on, but frustrated and disappointed.
They're not working on the left front like I thought they would be. I mean, they're working on just beating the fender out, but I thought they would be trying to repair the oil problem. But I guess that the oil line that I'm talking about that he tore off is someplace other than the left front.
But they do have quite a bit of damage there on the left front of the race car. So Jeff Davis sits back in the pit area as repairs are made to his car. We're under caution after 73 of 200 laps.
I won't go. The jungle is impenetrable. Swamps, marshes, jagged mountain ridges, icy cliffs, raging rivers, arctic winds, quicksand, dust storms, torrential rains. I stay here, but I have a Range Rover. Okay, I bring the kids.
Range Rover. No other luxury vehicle can make you this comfortable.
Gentlemen, I'm going to read you your rights. You have the right to be strong, to be healthy, to shine. The right to make your own choices. And when it comes to your hair, You have the right to choose Pantene Pro V. The Pro Vitamin formula gets in there, penetrating root to tip, improving it all. It helps keep your hair healthy, shiny, strong. Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy, it shines. It's the right stuff.
The pyramid builders died of exhaustion. Instead of working in sensible shifts, they never watched hockey. Now they're dead. Watch the NHL on ESPN2 before life passes you by.
Next to the last race of NASCAR's Winter Heat Series here in Tucson, it's Winston West today as they open up the 50th anniversary for NASCAR. Work continues back in the pit area on Jeff Davis's car. And we have a couple of more angles we'd like to take a look at to see exactly what happened in this incident.
Once again, turn one camera. Watch as these two cars meet. Boom. Right front, left front. And as you see, there was some damage in the front. There's maybe where Jeff Davis had the problem. As he goes through the infield, hitting the low spots or high spots in the infield might have knocked off the problem. There's another angle we haven't seen before. And there's just the contact between the 07 and Davis. Boom. You know what? Harvick was going straight for those tires. You know that?
Yeah, he sure
was going straight for those tires. All of a sudden, just turned to the right to dodge them. Yep. That could have done some damage.
You can see the oil dry being put down on the racetrack. Let's take a look at a field summary while we have the opportunity. Already 77 laps are completed here. They'll go caution at lap 101 and take a break. Top 15 are Gilliland, Schrader, Woodside, Collins, Rodman, Crane, Richards, Tost, Potasnik, and Gaylord.
And Kelly Tanner, David Manthey, Wayne Jacks, Larry Gunzelman, and Brandon Ash in 15th spot. Gunzelman started 22nd up to 14th, and Gunzelman has a problem. He's made some contact in the right rear portion of his car, so he's doing very well even with a damaged race car. Then we see Culver, McAnally, Norris, that's Eric Norris, the son of Chuck Norris. Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yep. One car is on the lead lap right now. Rayburn and Brew are both a lap down.
And we see Harvick back to the very last car on the lead lap, so obviously has been in the pits.
Take another break from Tucson Raceway Park. We'll be back in just a moment with more Winston West racing.
He's been called the Clown Prince of Comedy. His comic genius has made him millions of fans the world over. It's Red Skelton. In the special Collector's 2-video tribute, Red Skelton's Funny Faces and More Funny Faces for the first time ever on television.
Oh, I had a strange dream the other night. I dreamed I died and went to heaven, and I met God, and he sneezed, and I didn't know what to say to him.
It's Red Skelton at his lovable, laughable best.
Now, you're going to listen to this.
As Clem Cadiddlehopper. Freddy the Freeloader and all the characters you know and love.
I'm going to buy a belt, but I figure why I support my pants. They never did anything for me. You know?
Red Skelton, America's best-loved clown in his comedy performance of a lifetime.
The time has come to say goodnight.
Funny Faces and More Funny Faces. The 2-video treasury is only $19.95, and it's not available in stores. For a lasting memory, call now to order.
It's only a little scratch.
Here a scratch, there a scratch, everywhere a scratch. And they're all an eyesore. What you need is GS27 Scratch Remover. It's new from Duralube. GS27 gets rid of those surface scratches and paint swirls quickly and easily. Simply rub it into the scratch, then polish to a beautiful finish. The scratch is gone. GS27 is not an abrasive, and it works wonders on any color. Would you do this to a brand new car? Ouch! But GS27 removes that ugly scratch quickly and easily. It'll even remove paint scrapes and unsightly rust. GS27 is only $14.95. But order now and get a second tube for only $5. That's 2 for just $19.95. Order now.
Call 1-800-346-2600 or send check or money order for $14.95 for one or $19.95 for two, plus $5.95 shipping to GS27, 1000 Apex Street, Department GS, Nashville, Tennessee.
Welcome back to Tucson Raceway Park. NASCAR Winston West racing today. We're on board with Larry Gunzelman in the Lucas Oil Products car. You see the logo of NASCAR's 50th anniversary on the car, and here also. And you'll be seeing that all year long as ESPN and the Deuce have many things in store for you to help celebrate the birthday.
You saw that jacket that the young lady started the race had on with the 50th anniversary logo. Greg Hugh last night, the owner of Star Nursery, paid $9,000 for that coat. But again, all the money going to the Chris Trickle Medical Fund.
And our hats off to everybody who had a slight hand in that excellent time that we had last night, raising almost $30,000 for the hospital expenses for Chris Trickle. Hey, Ken Schrader wants the lead here.
But Gilliland says, Schrader. This is West, Winston West, remember?
This is my series. You go back to Cup.
Zach, piece of rubber. That piece that you saw flying was just a strip of rubber. Now Woodside goes up. He's trying to challenge Schrader.
Sean is staying right with him. This is a great three-car battle here for the lead. On board with Sean. Rookie season last year, didn't win Rookie of the Year honors, but did finish second in the points, whereas the Rookie of the Year finished third. That was Gary Smith, of course.
Man, it doesn't get much better than this, does it?
Here's a battle for fifth position. That's Kane in 71 and Rodman in number 2.
Followed closely by Kevin Richards. You see Advantage. Remember the sponsor on Craig Rodman's car? I got to say that because Dave Reed. Oh, some contact, and Rodman saved that thing.
Nice save.
How did he do that?
Oh, man.
He was spun out.
Yep, didn't lose a position, lost a little bit of track position, but still maintained 6th position in the standings. And another car here on the main straightaway is the 70 car of Davey Manthey. And his car owner was going to put up $1,000 per lap if Davey could lead a lap today, and if he could win the race, another $2,000. Right now, Davey Manthey back in 14th position. There is Gilliland, who has now about a 2 or 3 car length advantage on Schrader. Here's that Rodman incident again, Benny.
Now, folks, you tell me, how is he supposed to save this car? And you know what? I said there was contact between him and Kevin Richards. That's not true. He must have hit a spot or something there, because all of a sudden the car just jumped sideways. So no contact with Kevin Richards.
Well, the halfway break is coming out very, very quickly. Already 93 laps have been completed.
And let's give a call to Tony Toast, Sammy Potasnik. Toast in the 10 car. Potasnik in 65, and there goes Kevin Richards. And he gets by Rodman.
There are 6 cars here, Benny, that are bumping and banging and having a great time racing. That's Scott Gaylord in the orange and white 00 car to the inside of Sammy Potasnik in 75 and 65.
And you see the 40 car, you obviously know where that car came from. Oh! But he's going to get in the back of Scott Gaylord. And the caution flag is waved as Gunzelman has spun down in 1 and 2, and
well, he was running in 13th position. Larry Gunzelman spins and brings out the caution once again.
Oh, we almost got some more crashes down there. And Tony Toast has some problem with the right front on his car. Looks like the tire's flat. Yes, it is. Right front tire's flat. Listen as the exhaust drags the racetrack. Tough break, because he had such a good run going.
He really did. He was up there in the top 10 battling for position, but now with a flat tire, he'll have to go back to the pit area.
And the pit area is outside the racetrack. Tony, go to the pits, man. He's trying to get caught up in the field, but he's going to lose at least a lap, if not 2, back changing that tire.
97 laps completed. We're just 4 away from the halfway break.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to run on the flat tire until the mid-race break and not lose a lap. But how much damage he's going to do by dragging all the suspension parts on the racetrack.
Got some replays here for you.
And Tony Toast spins there, and I guess as he spun, he just flat spotted the tire enough that it goes flat.
Yep.
And I'm sure when someone backed off and
97 laps completed. We're just 4 away from the halfway break.
Oh! That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to run on the flat tire until the mid-race break and not lose a lap. So we see why Gunzelman spun there. That was a 98 car on Kevin Culver that gets in the back of him that caused the 37 car to spin, the Lucas Oil Products car.
Well, Benny, I'm not so sure, but what they're throwing the red flag. So this is the mid-race break right now. Instead of running all these laps under caution to go to 101, they just throw the red now. Good idea.
That's a great idea.
At the end of 98 laps. And so we have reached the point where the cars will go back to the pit area. They'll do some work on the cars and get them ready for the second half of this race. Bill Weber will be with you in just a moment to report on the activity back there from Tucson Raceway Park and Winter Heat.
Now, from ESPN Video, the NASCAR Drivers Series, your chance to own the memories and the milestones of the men behind the wheels. It all starts with Darrell Waltrip, Quicksilver. Follow Darrell's brilliant career as 1997 marked his silver anniversary on the NASCAR circuit.
More than anything, you see his love for his family.
It's an in-the-pits, behind-the-scenes look at the man who's done it all. Next on the starting line, Rusty Wallace in the driver's seat. Get up close with the 1989 Winston Cup Series champ.
Rusty, he knew about that car from one end to the other.
It's an intimate look at one of Winston Cup's elite. At the pole position, Terry Labonte turning iron into gold. Listen to radio chatter as Terry and his crew clinch the 96 championship in Atlanta.
Congratulations, man!
Witness this look at the making of a race champion. It's all in the NASCAR Drivers Series from ESPN Video. Order now to collect all 3 for just $35.99, separately for $14.99. Call now, 1-800-717-ESPN.
ESPN magazine is going to be fat, but please, no swimsuits.
Yeah, no bikinis.
No one pieces.
No thongs.
None of that.
All nude.
Tastefully done.
But definitely all nude.
That's important.
Very important.
Yeah.
To be tasteful.
NASCAR Winston West racing today from Tucson Raceway Park. By the way, this is the 400th NASCAR Winston West event in history, and it begins the 45th year of racing for this series, and of course 50 years for NASCAR. Here's a full field rundown at the halfway point, lap number 98.
And we see Butch Gilliland still the leader, and Tony Toast, even with a flat tire, able to maintain the 15th position.
See there that Kelly Tanner has moved up 8 places from the beginning of the race. Tony Toast back in 15th. Here's 16 through 26 now, the remainder of the lineup. 19 cars on the lead lap.
And I said Kevin Harvick had made a pit stop. During a break, Bill Weber reminded me he did not make a pit stop. He said he spun, dummy. That's what he was doing in the back. So, yes, he spun. That's how the cars got by him.
Okay, well, here's Bill in the pit area. What's going on, Bill?
Well, Butch Gilliland sits in his car after a very impressive first half of the race, Butch.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you, the car was really great. You know, we raced for a great team last year, Strop Motorsports, the Bill Strop family. You know, we thought we had a pinnacle team. The new races, everything is a great team. We started our own deal this year. We got a bunch of new guys together, new cars. And I'll tell you what, this car is the most flawless car I've ever driven.
You're on Hoosiers. Some of your combatants are on Goodyears. In the second half of this race, which tire will be stronger?
You know, I'd like to say that the Hoosiers are the best tire. You know, we're on Hoosiers. I feel good about them. Obviously, my car's working good. But at the end of that run, the Goodyears were right behind us. So, you know, they've got a good tire, and I don't want to sell them short. But I'll tell you, this thing that we have here is just a flawless car.
That's Butch Gilliland. He is the reigning series champ. Now, just down here right next to him is Tony Toast, who made a bold and smart move by staying out there. His window net's still up, but I'll try and get his attention. Tony, you stayed out there after you cut a tire. You got a big break when they red flagged us a little early.
Yeah, luckily, you know, we had a good run and going there for a while. We're pretty tight in the middle, so I had to almost park it in the turn to get it to come off. But yeah, we're fortunate enough that yellow, stayed out and it didn't go back green. We would have really been in trouble if it would have went back green.
How much damage to the right front?
I don't really know. I can't see anything. Nobody's really talking to me. They're busy working on it, but I'm sure they'll get it going, and we'll try to get back up to where we were, even better.
Okay, he got a big break. Now I want to walk down here and stop along the way as we work our way down toward Schrader and toward Sean Woodside. Craig Rodman has left his car and stands here behind it. Tell me about the first half of your race, Craig.
Well, we started off real good. We led a few laps there, and the pace was a little bit more than I really wanted to run there. And, so I just backed off a little bit and followed Kevin there. And, the tires and everything seemed pretty good, but we got the same problem we had at Sears Point with this car. The battery's going dead again. So the guys here are putting a new battery in the car, and the alternator's got to be bad again, so we're just going to have to try to leave as much of the electrical equipment off as we can, so we got a battery for the end this time.
And one spectacular save that had Benny Parsons ready to leap from the booth.
Well, I was pretty amazed myself there. The thing really got sideways there. I hit full lock, and it just caught hold and turned at the right time, and the rest is history now.
Okay, keep an eye on that electrical problem.
Okay, thanks a lot.
That's Craig Rodman, currently 7th. We're going to work our way further down here through the crowded garage area, past Scott Gaylord's car. They're working on his tires. Scott still sitting in his car with the window net up. Just down here is Ken Schrader's car. The hood is up. They're underneath the hood. Schrader sits in the car. The window net is down. His helmet is off, so we'll lead in and say, how was the first half of your race?
It looked real good when we were riding back there in 8th, but just run out of laps. We'll be okay. Car's good. Just got another 100.
You've got some Goodyear tires on this car. The leader's on Hoosiers. Kenny, which is going to be the stronger tire in the second half?
Well, we got the Goodyears on because we think they are, for sure.
Okay, that's Ken Schrader all the way out here. Won 2 of 3 starts in the Winston West Series last year. Looking to start 1998 with a victory. Almost halfway through the Winston West 200. Back to Tucson Raceway Park after this timeout.
The real me is pretty basic. I'm even a little practical. Like a while back, I noticed I had some flakes. So naturally, I started using Head & Shoulders. It helps keep the flakes away. And if it leaves my hair looking like this, why mess with a good thing?
I'm Ironhead Hayward. I'm used to challenges, and I challenge you to try Zest Deodorant Body Wash. Now, I hear you snickering.
But Ironhead, aren't body washes for ladies?
Ow! Listen, chump, Zest doesn't have heavy moisturizer.
But Ironhead, what's with this thingy?
That lather builder works with Zest Body Wash to give you twice the fresh-smelling lather of this bar, and it rinses cleaner, so you're cleaner, more refreshed, period.
Zest Body Wash. Get cleaner, more refreshed.
Get zestfully clean.
Why is America on America Online?
You go to check your email, it's just like opening a present.
Easy to use, friendly menus, and we've been working night and day to more than double capacity.
It puts the whole internet right at my fingertips.
America Online, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
NBA Tonight, Tuesday through Saturday at midnight, only on ESPN2.
Celebrate NASCAR's 50th anniversary with NASCAR's 50-year victory. It begins this Friday evening at 7:30 Eastern, the first in a series of 5 shows celebrating the history and excitement of NASCAR racing. This coming Friday's episode is Sincerely Bill France. Great story behind that. It looks at the early days of racing, the formation of NASCAR, the creation of Daytona International Speedway. NASCAR's 50-year victory begins this Friday evening and continues until the Friday night before the Daytona 500.
And folks, I haven't seen these, but all the people that worked on them told me that these shows are terrific. Just marvelous. So you really, if you're a big racing fan, you want to watch 50 years of great victory.
They are excellent shows. I have seen some of them, and they are worth watching, believe me. Let's go down once again to Bill Weber.
With Sean Woodside, 2nd in points a year ago, but 3rd on the track today. How's your car?
It's pretty good. We're saving the tires, trying to learn a little something from Kenny Schrader. Have a lot of fun in the 76 Lubricants car, and want to thank everybody for coming on board for this race and giving us the in-car camera, and want to wish Chris Trickle a speedy recovery.
You're the young kid here. You are chasing two very experienced guys, Schrader and Gilliland. You want to win the race, but you want to get an education at the same time, a two-for-one deal.
Yeah, we need to lead some laps, get some money for Chris from 76, and hopefully maybe a sponsor will come on board too. And we like to thank Hoosier, Gordy, and Ramjet for the rear ends, and Dennis Fisher for great motors.
Okay, they're about to go back out. He's talking about a sponsor. Let me show you what he means. The quarter panel on his car here is blank, and the deck lid is blank as well. Because of the added races, the bigger tracks, and the more money on the line for this year in the Winston West Series, the competition level is going to jump up. Woodside told me before this race started that the difference between finishing second and winning the championship this year could be getting something on those quarter panels and on that deck lid. In other words, it takes money to win races.
Let's talk a little bit more about this Chris Trickle fundraiser we had last night. Of course, Chris was the victim of a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas that's left him with a lot of hospital bills, and we raised almost 30 grand last night, and Benny, it was great.
Folks, it was absolute magic. I really had my concerns that, you know, how the folks at Tucson going to take a fundraiser for NASCAR. It was magic last night. What a great time.
And Phil Weber was able to talk to Chuck Trickle, Chris's dad, a little bit earlier today, and he talked a little bit about the emotion that's going through him right now.
Well, since the tragic shooting in Las Vegas last February, it has been an emotional 11 months for the fans and the friends of Chris Trickle. But certainly no more draining than on the family. But last night, just an emotional evening in which this NASCAR family showed how much it supports him.
I went on for like 3.5 hours. It was a lot of money. Hugs and thoughts across the United States NASCAR racing family. That was very emotional. I had tears for about 2.5 to 3.5 hours.
And everyone wanted to know and still wants to know how is Chris.
You know, his condition right now is very healthy. He's 195 pounds. He looks better than you and I. He's still being fed from the stomach. He's eating on his own a little bit. We're feeding him. He seems to be conscious sometimes. He turns his head when you say something to him. He'll twitch his lip when you ask him a question, and something is happening. Something is happening good.
Well, our thoughts and our prayers are with your family and certainly with Chris. We wish you all the best.
Thank you. And you know him because you were one of the first to really get close to him. So, and I know you feel very good about it.
We feel very good about Chris's full recovery. There's the car that's sponsored by Star Nursery that Chris drove in Winter Heat last year. A couple of major thank yous to Larry Miles and Lee Bumgarner for organizing and putting together that fundraiser last night. Back with the second half in a moment.
This has got to be wrong.
What?
Our long distance stuff.
That high, huh?
No, that low.
People who use 10-3-2-1 are doing a double take on their long distance bill.
That's the same message.
You save over AT&T on every call in the U.S.
Every call is less, and all the calls over 20 minutes are 50% less.
You just dial 10-321, then 1, the area code and number.
34 from Mexico, it's cheap. I can get used to this. Of course I'm not.
10-321.
The money.
It's that time of year again, tax season. Are you prepared? Will you file your return with confidence or with crossed fingers? The Wall Street Journal Guide to Understanding Your Taxes can give you more confidence. And it's yours free with 10 weeks of the Journal for just $3.90 a week. The Guide and the Journal. Necessary items during a stormy season. Call now for the Wall Street Journal. 800-248-1300. That's 800-248-1300.
Why don't you go use the woods out back?
ESPN2 and NASCAR present Winter Heat. This race is the opener for the 1998 NASCAR Winston West season. Well, we had some great action in the first half, BP, as the cars get set to resume the activity.
Going off turn 4, Sean Woodside makes some contact with Jeff Davis, and boom, Davis and Kevin Harvick in 75 make contact. Harvick was running about fourth. He went all the way back to the 20th spot. Here's the angle from Sean Woodside. He comes off the corner, and right there just touches Jeff Davis, and there's the contact. Boom, the left front of Davis and the right front of Harvick.
And our other on board, being handled by Larry Gunstman, had a shot of this incident.
And he gets some contact with Kevin Culver, the 98 car, and around goes Larry.
Well, the track was very slick because of oil and other debris on it. The NASCAR and Tucson Raceway Park track officials have spent a lot of time during this break getting it all cleaned up, and we should be ready to go back to racing in just a few moments. Meanwhile, let's take a look at a race recap from the first 98 laps. Gilliland is our leader, having led 54 the first 98. We've had 5 lead changes, 5 caution laps for 33, 5 caution periods for 33 laps, and an average speed of almost 58 miles an hour. So it's Gilliland, Schrader, Woodside, Collins, Kane, Richards, Rodman, Potasnik, Gaylord, and Tanner, the top 10 as we get set to go back to action.
As Wayne Jack, Kevin Pollard, Eric Norris, David Manthey, and Tony Tost round out the top 15. As we take a look at the field lining up for the restart.
Pace car about to pull off the racetrack. Leaving the field once again in the control of Butch Gilliland. Lap cars to the inside. First car down the inside is Happy Pryor. Second at the 24 spot. Go. And look at Kenny Schrader down the backstretch. He's taken the lead from Gilliland.
That's the take. They said the Goodyear's end. Here comes Woodside to challenge for second spot. And Woodside will take that second spot away. And here comes Gary Collins, the 28 car on the bottom of the racetrack.
Well, obviously, Gilliland is not working as well as he did in the first half because he's gone from first to fourth here. Collins, the impressive one at the moment, as he's side by side with Sean for second.
And look at this mess in the back with Pappy Pryor in the middle as Kevin Harvick goes to the inside along with Eric Norris. Wow, Pappy.
A little bit of contact there with Culver in 98. Meanwhile, back up front, look who's gone to the lead. Gary Collins, the defending champion of this race.
Gary Collins, sponsored by Dewar's Candy. And boy, is that stuff good.
Oh, man.
Goes to the front, and look, he's just driving away from these guys.
Wow, he has really put some space between himself and Ken Schrader already. Well, here's how Gary Collins did it.
Going down the corner on the bottom of the racetrack, and man, is this car sticking on the bottom or what? Comes off the corner, just simply drives off, accelerates past Kenny Schrader.
Collins, the 1996 Winston West Racing champion. He's a 2-time Copper Classic winner at Phoenix International Raceway. He has competed in 5 of the 9 previous Winston West races here at Tucson Raceway Park. Rodman and Kane are side by side. Richards and Potasnik also.
That's a battle for 5th spot as they try to catch up with Butch Gilliland in the 1 car.
And Gatorade presents money for leading at the halfway mark, and Collins won that.
$400 goes to Gary Collins as Craig Rodman once again trying to get by our pole sitter, Jerry Kane. The 65 car, Sammy Potasnik. Car came all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina for this race.
That's right. His home is in Tuscon, Missouri, or Sickiston, but he's living in Charlotte, running the Hooters Cup Series during the summertime.
And right now we see the 1 car of Gilliland getting some pressure from Craig Rodman.
And Gilliland loses another position. And Rodman now tries to pull alongside Sean Woodside in the battle for 3rd.
And he takes third spot away.
Boy, this second half, the stars of the second half have been different from the stars of the first half.
Well, they sure have.
Riding along with Sean Woodside. He's fourth now. Sean from Saugus, California. Got his start there in 94, 95, riding and racing in the Sportsman division.
And here comes Schrader on the inside. He retakes the lead from Gary Collins.
And Craig Rodman is right there also in the white number 2 cars. He's staying with Collins and Schrader.
And Craig Rodman, I talked to Dave Reed, the owner of the 2 car this morning. Phil owns the Advantage Memory. They had a sponsor at a Southwest Tour race we did here, American Megatrends, and they got crashed out in the second lap or whatever and got no coverage at all. So you folks at American Megatrends, thank you for joining Rodman, Dave Reed, and I hope that you're pleased with today's performance by Craig Rodman. So it has been fantastic. And here comes Gilliland back to the inside of Woodside. That's Gilliland in 1, last year's champion. Can't quite do it.
Looking back on Sammy Potasnik.
Well, I got confused between Potasnik's car and Gilliland. They look almost the same.
And Larry Gunselman, you saw there briefly, the 37 blue car, head for the pit area. So Gunselman has a problem and goes back to find out what is wrong. Now it is Potasnik and Woodside that are side by side.
Great run by Sammy.
He has been pretty impressive in this race.
And he moves into the 5th spot.
So obviously Sean Woodside is not as fast in this half as he was in the first.
And now we see Potasnik dive to the inside off Butch Gilliland and take the spot away.
So move Potasnik in the red and black and white 65 up to 4th spot.
And we see Kevin Harvick in 75. The Spears car is working his way back to front. He's now up to 8. There he is in 8th spot. I'm sorry, put that in 7th spot. Started back in 17th on the restart just a few laps ago, about 18 laps ago.
After he spun, he went, as we see Gunselman going back onto the racetrack. His tire was flat.
Flat right front tire, I'm told.
Yeah, Harvick's been pretty impressive. Had to fall way back to the tail of the field for the restart after his spin, but is now up to 7th spot and working on Sean Woodside for 6th.
Dive to the inside.
And another driver that's been pretty consistently good all race has been Kevin Richards in the 85 cars. He's right behind these two. Since the restart, Harvick has come from 15th to 7th.
And he's working on 6th. Pretty doggone hard. Takes the spot.
121 laps completed out of 200 here at Tucson Raceway Park. Ken Schrader has about a half-second advantage on Gary Collins in the Winston West 200. We'll be right back.
You know, your parents probably paid less for their first new house than you pay for a new car or truck. That's why you need to protect your vehicle, so it'll last longer and you can avoid the cost of a new one. I recommend Lucas Oil Stabilizer to all my customers because it's pure petroleum. It eliminates dry starts in new engines, and it stops smoking, knocking, leaking, and oil burning in older engines. Compare Lucas Oil Stabilizer to plain oil while you're in your favorite parts store. Then try a quart whenever you need oil or with your next oil change.
He doesn't really talk about his hair, but I know he thinks about it. That's why he uses Pantene Pro V. The Pro Vitamin formula penetrates, improving hair, keeping it looking really healthy, shiny, strong. Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy it shines.
There's no doubt about it. Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. This leading clear won't keep you quite as dry, but it's clear. To get a better kind of dry, you need the best combination of both. That's Sure Clear Dry. Sure Clear Dry is a different kind of antiperspirant, with a revolutionary formula that gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. We're sure it's a better way to be dry. But draw your own conclusions. Sure Clear Dry. It's a sure way to be dry.
Like proper diet and exercise, Craftmatic beds help your body feel better for watching TV, reading, sewing, or just putting your feet up and relaxing. You can't beat a Craftmatic adjustable bed. Yet Craftmatic Model 2 beds are inexpensive. Call toll-free to get free information by mail about Craftmatic. Call for this important information now.
Call toll-free 1-800-344-8300.
You can catch up on all the latest racing news with host Reese Davis on RPM tonight at a special time. Make note of this, it's 11:30 Eastern. More on the Supercross opener, the Ford Taurus testing at Daytona, and a huge midget race indoors in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Chili Bowl. That's at 11:30 Eastern time tonight on RPM tonight. All right, on the racetrack, we have Kenny Schrader leading, but the man on the move is Sammy Potasnik. He's up to second as the battle rages now for third between Collins and Gilliland.
That's Gilliland in the 1 car. Gary Collins in the 28.
Well, this Potasnik is impressive, BP.
He really is. Gilliland will take that spot away, so put the Mission Foods Ford Thunderbird up in the 3rd spot. Gary Collins, DeWars Candy back in 4th. And behind them, Craig Rodman and Kevin Harvick is side by side. There we see Butch Gilliland started in 5th spot. Currently 3rd, the defending Winston West champion. And there we see those guys still side by side.
Rodman on the outside, as we saw just a moment. Here's Harvick now ahead of Rodman and Woodside.
So Sean Woodside in the 07 car, Golden West car, has moved back to the 7th spot. Now he dives to the inside, trying to take a spot away from Craig Rodman.
Craig Rodman that we're looking at in the white number 2 car has finished 19th, 15th, and 8th in the 3 winter heat races that we have had so far. 2 late model and 1 NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour event. And that, by the way, is the series that will wrap up our winter heat coverage for 1997-98 next weekend, next Sunday afternoon. Well, now, here's Schrader moving through some traffic.
There's Tony Tost right on the bottom of the racetrack. And
Fantastic.
Around he goes.
Oh, he was running second, and it come on so strong and was looking so good, and now the caution comes out for the spin. Well, that is too bad.
Let's see if he's going to be able to stay in the lead lap. Yes, he is. Man.
There is Schrader, who has slowed down, and now the pace car will pick him up. There in turn number 3. Well, let's take a look and see what happened to Sammy Potasnik, running in 2nd spot.
There we see him going in the corner right behind the 98 car, Kevin Culver. He goes in and a little bit too hard, and around he goes, and boy, up to right now he said, oh no, don't tell me I've done that. Right here, running 2nd spot. Sammy, what a great run you had going.
No kidding. Now he's got a long way to go to catch up to where he was. 139 laps complete here in the Winston West 200 at Tucson Raceway Park. Back in a moment.
Warning, don't try this at home. It's just kidding. 35 of the world's funniest practical jokes now on one incredible home video. Stand back. Look out. You might be caught when you least expect it. These uncut, uncensored practical jokes can be yours for only $19.95. But that's not all. If you call right now, we'll also send you Volume 2. That's an additional 35 of the world's funniest gags. You'll get Just Kidding, Volumes 1 and 2. That's 70 side-splitting pranks for only $19.95. You won't believe your eyes. It's no joke. It's Just Kidding. Order now.
To order Just Kidding, call 1-800-652-3993. And if you order now, we'll also send you Volume 2. That's an additional 35 pranks absolutely free. So call now.
What you do right, the real way to do it is take the body out and the head's gonna fall. You gotta rip. You gotta dig.
Kenny Keene battles Richie LaMontagne Friday at 9, only on ESPN2.
Here's the remaining NASCAR Winston West schedule for 98. The next race, February 25th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They go to Altamont, Phoenix, California Speedway, Heartland Park, Topeka, Mesa Marin, and Portland. And then the second half of the season consists of
California Speedway, Pikes Peak, Evergreen, Sears Point will be there, Mesa Marin, Las Vegas, back to Las Vegas, and the non-points race in Japan on the oval track. And we're getting ready to go green. It's Kenny Schrader alongside Tony Toast, and right on the back bumper of Schrader is Butch Gilliland.
Let's go, 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 go.
I tell you, we don't want to count Kevin Harvick out of this thing, Benny, because he's come on strong, now running fourth and challenging Collins for third.
And he's running the groove totally different than anyone else on the racetrack. If his car runs faster than the other car, he'll be able to pass because he's running someplace that there's no competition there. Look on the very bottom of the racetrack. You're getting the job done there. Meanwhile, we've got a battle for the lead. Thought we had for a moment. Butch Gilliland had taken a look, not able to get by. Harvick still trying to get by Gary Collins, but meanwhile, Rodman trying to close up on the outside. Ew, almost some contact between those two.
Real close racing coming out of four. Now Rodman will look to the high side as we ride with Sean Monroe, or Sean Woodside, as we say once more.
That's Monroe's buddy.
Yeah.
Once again, we can't say too much about Kevin Harvick and the Spears car as he takes that third spot away. He spun earlier. We saw the contact. Went back all the way to about 18th spot and worked his way back up to third as Greg Rodman is now working on Gary Collins.
Rodman trying that low line that was successful for Kevin Harvick in gaining the position from Gary. And now Rodman sideways again. And he doesn't save it this time. He did in the first half, but doesn't in the second. He spins to the inside, gets the car righted, and there's no caution. Well, another tough break for Craig Rodman, who now drops back to the tail of the field and has to do it all over again.
Yes, it was. We have 49 laps to go, and I tell you what, Kenny Schrader's going to get tired of seeing that Mission Food logo in his rearview mirror because it's going to be there for the next 49 laps.
That is Butch Gilliland, who's back there. And here, once again, is why Craig Rodman lost it and spun out.
But we see some contact. We see the 28 car also getting sideways, the car of Gary Collins. So just a little contact between these two cars, and Rodman is trying to save his car so he does go up and bump the 28 car. Actually spun himself out.
And so he falls all the way back to 16th position, the last car on the lead lap. Butch Gilliland is right there behind Ken Schrader. Gilliland has never won here at Tucson Raceway Park. He has competed here 7 times. His best finish was second, and he finished second 3 times. The 2 NASCAR Winston West Series races that were held here in 1997 were won by Gary Collins. This race a year ago in January, and Gary Smith also won here later in the year. And Collins and Harvick are still trading positions.
Speaking of Gary, oh, we got a crash, heavy crash.
Whoa. We've got 4 cars involved. Sammy Potasnik is there, so is Don Abreu. The 37 is, of course, Gunzelman, and the 67 is Eric Norris. And almost a track blocker. There's a lane open at the top and at the bottom. But the middle part of the racetrack is jammed with wrecked cars.
Tell you what, the Donna Brew car, the one that we're seeing the nose of the car, some pretty doggone good damage to that car. See the worker going up and asking if he's okay. Now someone will go check with Gunzelman, make sure he's okay. He said, I want to push this thing.
Donna Brew gained some experience in the IMSA Camel GT Light Division in 1990. He's been running the Winston Racing Series in 95 and 96, and also attended the Jim Russell British School of Motor Racing, and was hailed there by the president of that racing school as a natural-born talent. There is Gunzelman, who also is frustrated because the car won't start and he can't get back in the race.
Let's see if we can figure out exactly what happened here on the front stretch. We see the 65 car is spun, and a Brew comes along and plows in the left rear. And then Eric Norris and Gunzelman gets collected. I guess Potashnik was the first to spin off the corner. Now, what caused that spin, we don't know. We don't know if there was contact from behind or something happened to the car.
This was the view from onboard Sean Woodside, and he was wise to go to the top of the racetrack and find that lane that was open up there. So some cleanup is underway after a huge crash here on the front stretch. 157 laps completed now here at Tucson Raceway Park. Kenny Schrader, the leader of the Winston West 200, back in a moment.
I'm Ironhead Hayward. I'm used to challenges, and I challenge you to try Zest deodorant body wash. Now, I hear you snickering.
But Ironhead, aren't body washes for ladies?
Ow! Listen, chump, Zest doesn't have heavy moisturizers.
But Ironhead, what's with this thingy?
That lather builder works with Zest body wash to give you twice the fresh-smelling lather of this bar, and it rinses cleaner, so you're cleaner, more refreshed, period.
Zest body wash. Get cleaner, more refreshed.
Get zestfully clean.
I have a lot of fun playing characters that are impulsive and dramatic, because the real me is pretty basic. I'm even a little practical. Like a while back, I noticed I had some flakes. So naturally, I started using Head & Shoulders. Of course, it helps keep the flakes away. And if it leaves my hair looking like this, why mess with a good thing?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems
Into beautiful hair.
Miss it. Air ball. You're gonna choke. Whoa. Whoa.
Coach Patino says stop it.
Coach Patino says stop it. He's getting rattled. Choke. Choke. Miss Lewis, he's doing it again.
I'll see you two in the yard.
Welcome to the Naismith House.
Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, and Bill Weber back at Tucson Raceway Park with 40 laps to go in the NASCAR Winston West 200, the opener for that series in 1998. Under caution because of a crash here on the main straightaway. We'll take a look at it once again. There's one of the cars that was involved in the incident, Larry Gunzelman.
And we see the 38 car making contact, heavy contact with Sammy Potashnik, and then Eric Norris comes along in 67. And I don't think there's a lot of damage to the 37 of Gunzelman. I don't think a lot of damage. We have an onboard camera in Gunzelman's car. Let's see it. Yes, we have a replay. Comes off the corner, and whoops, this is not good. There was some contact at the right front there as Craig Rodman goes by.
Well, Bill Weber is standing by with Eric Norris, who was one of the drivers involved.
Nowhere to go, huh?
Yeah, you know, our Prolong car was running good. We're just trying to stay out of trouble all day and just have a decent finish and just get some laps. But unfortunately, we got on that straightaway and somebody got sideways and we just got caught up in it.
Well, you've got a lot of fans. What are your racing plans for this year?
Well, you know, we're trying to figure it out right now, you know, but we definitely have Prolong aboard and we're waiting on somebody else that, you know, that would be a good sponsor, but we just haven't signed the papers yet.
Okay, and that wasn't a Stuntmen's Association act out there, was it?
No, unfortunately. When you do stunts, you get paid for it. I'm not getting paid for that.
Okay, that's Eric Norris, of course. His dad is the actor Chuck Norris, and it looks like Chuck did a number on this car, but actually it was damage on the racetrack, guys.
All right, let's take a look at the top 15 now with 13 cars on the lead lap. It is still Ken Schrader at the top of the scoreboard. Butch Gilliland, Collins, Harvick, and Woodside are the top 5. We should be ready to restart this thing in just a moment.
Now that's satisfaction. Look at how tight that is. Gonna last forever. Learn the trick of it from Timeline. Heard they got this great new deal going too. Sounds good, but it's not gonna last forever.
If you're a woodworker, here's something to get worked up about. Check out what Time Life's got for you.
The Art of Woodworking is your complete visual resource for woodworking how-to. From techniques and tools to jigs and joinery, step by step, you'll get professional results every time.
And now, there's no better offer.
Now, for a limited time, get shop-made jigs and fixtures for just $9.99 and save $10 off the regular price. Plus, just for ordering, you'll get 101 shop tips for woodworkers absolutely free. And that's not all. Use your credit card and get this Shop Secrets video as a special bonus gift.
So call now.
Call 1-800-571-7766 to order shop-made jigs and fixtures at this special low price and get your free 101 shop tips. Use your credit card and get a free Shop Secrets video. Call now.
The pyramid builders died of exhaustion. Instead of working in sensible shifts, they never watched hockey. Now they're dead. Watch the NHL on ESPN 2 before life passes you by.
Cleanup continuing here at Tucson. My buddies Parsons and Weber will be abandoning me next weekend as they go to Orlando for the season opener of the NASCAR Winston, rather the NASCAR Featherlight. Help me out here, BP.
Well, you're going to be here for Winter Heat, the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour season opener right here, 2 o'clock next Sunday. You'll be here. I won't be here.
Along with Larry Rice and Ray Dunlap. Now, Benny and Bill and Dave Despain will be in Orlando.
Thank you very much.
For the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Now,
that is after the Silver Crown race.
Bob, what's up with you? Yes, the Silver Crown race is on Saturday. Let me see the date on that thing. It's Saturday, 2:30. And then Sunday, that's on the Deuce. Sunday on ESPN, we go do the NASCAR Craftsman Chevy Trucks Challenge at noon next Sunday. That's me, Despain, and Weber. Now, what do you have to say about that?
I'm sorry, what'd you say? I wasn't paying any attention.
I noticed that.
Oh, well. I'll be here is all I know, and I'll be having a great time watching the Featherlight Southwest Tour race with Rice and Dunlap. And I know you'll have a great time in Orlando.
67 trucks entered so far for the Chevy Challenge Truck Series down in Orlando. Wow.
Well, we've got 34 laps to go in this race as the cars reform the lineup for the restart. Ken Schrader and Butch Gilliland are up front.
13 cars in the lead lap. Oh, they called it off. They will not throw the green flag. I don't know exactly what happened, but
pace car stays out there as we will once again take a quick break here from the Winston West 200 at Tucson. Back with more racing in just a moment.
There's no doubt about it. Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. This leading clear won't keep you quite as dry, but it's clear. To get a better kind of dry, you need the best combination of both. That's Sure Clear Dry. Sure Clear Dry is a different kind of antiperspirant, with a revolutionary formula that gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. We're sure it's a better way to be dry, but draw your own conclusions. Sure Clear Dry. It's a sure way to be dry.
Gentlemen, I'm going to read you your rights. You had the right to be strong, to be healthy, to shine. The right to make your own choices. And when it comes to your hair, you have the right to choose Pantene Pro V. The Pro Vitamin formula gets in there, penetrating root to tip, improving it all. It helps keep your hair healthy, shiny, strong. Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy, it shines. It's the right stuff.
What do women look for in a man?
A guy who sends me flowers for no reason at all. At work.
A man who knows what a woman wants.
A guy who watches football with the sound off.
A man who reads Men's Health, America's #1 men's magazine. From cover to cover, Men's Health gives you inside information to get the edge you need and keep it.
A guy who can, well, you know. Yeah, I know.
Sculpt amazing abs. Beat stress before it beats you. Learn which vitamins men need for maximum energy and what women wish men knew about sex. Call now for your free trial issue. Keep it and get 1 year of Men's Health for only $19.97. You'll also get our Peak Performance gift set free, featuring quick and healthy cooking for men, 100 ways to burn fat faster, and the guide to ultimate intimacy.
A man who knows just how to touch.
Get the edge. Order the magazine the others want to be. Men's Health, the magazine men live by. Call now.
A slow 5-minute kiss, Joey.
We have run 2.5 laps under green. Ken Schrader continues to hold on to the lead. But the battle for 4th position is between Harvick in 75 and Woodside in 07.
And the yellow car, Bo Limmer right behind them, is in 17th spot. He's some laps down, but keeping that pretty well. Meanwhile, there we see Limler in the yellow car. There's Kevin Harvick, and there goes the leader's bike. Schrader closely followed by Butch Gilliland.
Gilliland is not letting Schrader get away from his grasp, as now 26 laps remain in this race. Gary Collins running in 3rd spot.
And Sean Woodside was back in 7th spot a few laps ago. He's worked his way back through the field and is now challenging Collins for 3rd, as we can see, right on his back bumper.
The interval between 1st and 2nd is 0.3 of a second. That last lap, the fastest was run by Schrader at 83.354. Only Gilliland at 83.184 was in the 83 mile-an-hour bracket. And again, Sean Woodside looks to the inside of the 28 car of Gary Collins.
Oh, man. Did you see Gilliland? He got close to that wall, didn't he?
Race some dust.
You know, we've talked about that fundraiser we had last night for Chris Trickle, but one of the folks we haven't thanked are the folks from the NASCAR Winston Cup, all the folks that we called and send in prizes or items to be auctioned off. Guys, if you're listening, and girls, thank you very, very much. It was a huge, huge hit.
We had stuff from Dale Earnhardt. We had a lot of stuff from Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, and just about all the NASCAR Winston Cup drivers. Thanks for your contribution.
And
Woodside and Collins still are going at it, Benny.
Still are. Great battle for the 3rd spot.
And up front, Schrader continues to hang on to the lead. But Gilliland challenges once again.
He took a look coming off the corner. He drives up. He just can't quite do it.
Laps to go. 18 to go. It's the lap car of Pappy Pryor once again. He's running back at 18th spot. Many laps down.
Now, I'm not sure that Butch Gilliland didn't touch the wall just a moment ago. As we see the car go through the corner, there's supposed to be some white lettering. See the white on the left side of the car? There's no white lettering on the right side of that car. So it just completely taking all the paint off the tires. I'm not sure he didn't brush the wall a few laps ago. He's trying his best to get by Schrader. But let's face it, Kenny Schrader, one of the best short track racers in the country.
Boy, that is for sure. And whenever the opportunity arises and Schrader isn't doing anything else, he'll find a race to participate in. And there once again is Collins and Woodside as they continue to run 3rd and 4th.
What I thought Woodside was in third a moment ago.
Nope. No, not for the last few laps. Collins started ninth.
As we see, one car once again trying to take the lead down along the racetrack.
And now, coming out of the corner, a little bit of contact between Gilliland and Schrader.
And I tell you what, we haven't talked about the 40 car Kelly Towner, what a great run he's had. He's moved into 5th spot. And also Kevin Richards in 85 falls as Kevin Harvick, I guess, has completely used up his tires in the Spears car.
Yeah, Kevin is back to 7th place now, and it looks like he's losing positions. He's lost another one to the 09 car, driven by Gary Smith. Smith moves into 7th. And meanwhile, back up front, Butch Gilliland continues to run his line, Schrader his line, and then Gilliland just cannot get by him.
And somewhere those lines are going to meet, it looks like, before this thing's over. Just Gilliland once again trying to keep on Schrader. Gets the car a little bit sideways. Now they're side by side. I mean, his new partners, Lou Miller and Joe Nava, about to go nuts back there. They could just win their first race out, beat Kenny Schrader. What a big deal.
8 laps to go. 8 to go. Can Gilliland beat the veteran Ken Schrader? Every lap he's able to challenge him in the corners, but Schrader is able to pull away on the straightaway. We're listening to Butch Gilliland's spotter.
Right now, it's very fortunate. There's no slow track.
Lap car.
Butch needs to do it right now.
The yellow is the lap car.
He needs to get by as quick as he can.
Car below you is gone.
He lost all of his advantage right there. You see those 2 cars right in front? That's going to cause a problem for the leader, whoever that may be, when they get there to them.
Coming up on Pryor once again. Now Gilliland once again makes contact with Schrader. 5 laps to go. And Pryor is right in the middle of the racetrack. And because of that, Gilliland has to get on the brakes momentarily, loses some momentum.
And here he comes. Here comes Gilliland back. Once again, they're side by side.
5 laps to go.
Make that 4 laps to go. 196 complete. And if Gilliland can just get the advantage on the straightaway, he may be able to pass Kenny in the corner. Is this it?
Is this it? Scott Gaylord right in front of him. Is it going to be a problem?
Oh, they're going to go 3 wide through the corner.
Wow, folks. How about this for a beginning for 1998?
And Gilliland has the advantage slightly now as they enter the 3rd and 4th corners. He may have the pass completed with 198 complete, 2 to go.
Now Schrader's going to try to come back on the inside.
Butch Gilliland in number 1 and Ken Schrader in 45 slug it out for honors of winning the first Winston West race of 1998. The white is waving. 1 more lap to go. Is it going to be Gilliland, who is the defending and reigning champion of the Winston West Series, or Winston Cup visitor Ken Schrader? Looks like Gilliland may have it. Here he is off the corner, and Butch Gilliland wins the Winston West 200 over Ken Schrader by 0.3 of a second. Battle for 3rd.
And Gary Collins just barely beat Sean Woodside down to the line.
Wow, that was a great race. Butch Gilliland wins his 9th career NASCAR Winston West event. It comes in his 99th career start. It's his very first victory here at Tucson Raceway Park after finishing 2nd in 3 of his 8 Winston West starts here previously. We'll be back to talk to him and some others who staged a great battle today in just a moment.
Uh-oh, just when you need them, they never work. Don't wait till it's too late. Get Triple Edge wipers today. The patented Triple Edge design outperforms all other wipers. Nothing works like Triple Edge. They're made from aerospace polymer, and they're guaranteed to last. Wipe away snow and ice. See clearly through that heavy downpour with Triple Edge. Get your triple edge wipers today, now just $17.95. Buy one pair today and get a second pair for only $12.95. Call now.
All over America, people are discovering a package of important free information concerning hearing loss. Call the toll-free number right now, and you'll receive a valuable video and informative booklet that show you how hearing aids may help you hear better.
I learned a lot of important things about hearing, including ways to help myself. You know, it's sad going through life not hearing what your family's saying, particularly when you might learn how to help yourself with this free 15-minute video.
Call the toll-free number for your free video information kit today.
ESPN magazine is gonna be fat, but please, no swimsuits.
Yeah, no bikinis.
No one pieces.
No thongs.
None of that.
All nude.
Tastefully done.
But definitely all nude.
That's important.
Very important.
Yeah.
To be tasteful.
Just a great race here this afternoon that saw Butch Gilliland stave off the challenge of Kenny Schrader and take the NASCAR Winston West victory, the first of 1998. Bill in Victory Lane.
And Bob, the first winner I have ever interviewed covered in tortilla chip crumbs. But Butch, if that's the beginning of NASCAR's 50th anniversary season, I can't wait for the rest of it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Like I say it again, thanks to the fans and everybody in NASCAR and Winston for making this thing the big step forward in the Winston West. You know, we're into a new team. It's glad to have Mission Chips and Salsa on board, but I'll tell you, this is only the beginning of a lot of great things to come.
Well, tell me about the end of that race. Let's just recap the last 10 laps with that Schrader guy.
Schrader's tough. You know, we had a great car. I was just saving the tires back there, but you know, he run me hard, and I tried to go under him. I got the tires hot. You know, we rubbed a little bit, but you know, it was a great race. I think it was a great race for the fans. You know, he's a great racer. I love racing with him.
Did you touch the wall here on the front stretch late in the race?
Yeah, I did. You know, the car was starting to get loose when I started picking up and got into the back of the wall. The back of the car got into the wall, and I thought, you know, I better calm down a little bit here. You know, but he ran us so hard all the way to the end.
Well, yeah, won the championship last year. That's a pretty good way to start 98.
This is a tough way to start it, but, you know, we're glad to be here. And like I said, thanks to the people that helped us get here, like Straub Motorsports last year, getting us prepared for another championship season.
Congratulations.
Thanks again.
Butch Gilliland in Victory Lane to start 1998.
He led 58 of the 200 laps here this afternoon. Take a look now at the unofficial results of our event. As Ken Schrader finished in second position, Gary Collins was in third spot, Sean Woodside fourth, and Kelly Tanner, yeah, ran a good race and finished in fifth position.
He really did. Never see Kenny Schrader.
Finishing in sixth position would be Gary Smith, and in seventh is Kevin Richards. Back down to Bill.
Well, Kenny Schrader, thanks for the excitement. A great race.
Yeah, you know, our little car ran real good all day. It's just Butch was faster there at the end, and we made some changes to halfway break because we weren't good enough, and we probably went just a little bit too much, but it was a good run. Heck of a show. This place, you can put on a good show. I think they've done good revitalizing the series, really pumping some effort into bringing it up.
Tell me about the last 10 laps.
Well, they kept saying he was coming. I said, I could see him. I know he's here, but I'm going pedaling as fast as I can, boys. Car was starting to get loose, and he was good. Lap cars got out of the way. It's unbelievable how you can run 3 wide around this place, but you sure can.
Well, that's a great start for you. Briefly, for your fans, your Winston Cup effort in 1998 off the 10th place finishing points a year ago.
The Skoll Chevrolet had a real good test down Daytona last week. We go back tomorrow for 3 days and test the Busch car for 2 days. I think we're third quickest down there right now, so we're looking forward to Daytona. That no bull money.
Okay, well, thanks for coming out, and good luck in 1998. That's Ken Schrader with a strong second place finish here today.
One of 5 drivers eligible for $1 million at Daytona in the no bull money from Winston. Well, we'll be back to take a look at the final results when we return to Tucson Raceway Park, a race that saw Butch Gilliland drive to victory lane.
Every week, Barron scours the investment world for growth opportunities. With comprehensive coverage of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, everything that could affect your finances. Subscribe with your credit card now and get 17 weeks of Barron's for the price of 13. That's 4 more opportunities to turn money into wealth. Get 17 weeks of Barron's for only $39. That's 4 weeks free. Call now, toll-free, 800-228-8300. That's 800-228-8300.
There's no doubt about it. Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. This leading clear won't keep you quite as dry, but it's clear. To get a better kind of dry, you need the best combination of both. That's Sure Clear Dry. Sure Clear Dry is a different kind of antiperspirant, with a revolutionary formula that gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. We're sure it's a better way to be dry, but draw your own conclusions. Sure Clear Dry. It's a sure way to be dry.
You're right. The way to do it is take the body out and the head's going to fall. You got to rip. You got to dig.
Kenny Keene battles Richie LaMontagne Friday at 9, only on ESPN2.
From Tucson Raceway Park in Arizona, it's Winter Heat. And our final event of the season next Sunday will feature the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour. And we're on at a special time. We have been on at 3 o'clock Eastern Time the previous shows, but next Sunday we'll be on at 2 o'clock Eastern Time as the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour has its season opener for 1998.
And I will be in Orlando next week. Saturday, the Silver Crown Series opener from Walt Disney World Speedway. That's the 1 mile oval right inside the park at Disney World. 2:30 Eastern on the Deuce on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'll also be in Orlando for the Chevy Truck Challenge. That's the season opener for the NASCAR Featherlight Series at noon next Sunday. 67 entries so far for the trucks.
Wow, that should be good. Here are the unofficial results now, showing you where everybody finished. We had, 11 cars on the lead lap at the finish, and just a great, almost side-by-side win for Butch Gilliland over Ken Schrader.
Our 16 through 26. See Jeff Davis finishing 26th today. Not the way he wanted to get the season off in 1998, and the terrible crash, the hard crash by Don Abreu. Finishes 24th. Also, Norris Potasnik, all those cars involved in that crash here on the front stretch.
Well, the celebration continues in Victory Lane. We'll talk to the third place finisher, Bill.
Well, it was a sweet run for the Dewars Candies Monte Carlo, but Gary Collins, not as sweet as last year.
No, we come up a little short today, but it was a good run for the car. You know, we just were just a little loose on egg. Them guys were running hard. This was a fast pace. I think the pace was faster this year than it was last year. And I tell you what, you know, this shows you Winston West is here to stay. You know, I'm really proud. I've been behind the series for probably 15 years with us in the racetrack, and I am just tickled to death to see the cars show up here and the way we race. And Schrader said it. There was nobody got lapped here early. Usually we're lapping them within 5 or 10 laps. These guys raced today, you know, and I just want to thank Autographics and Dewars Candy and Sunoco Fuel for giving me the opportunity to come run this race.
How about your battle with Woodside?
Me and Sean had some battles, and I tell you what, that was a good one. It was we were doing everything we could to hang on to the car, and we got bumping and rubbing there, and that was fun, though. I like that. You know, Sean's a good, clean racer, and he'll race you clean, so say hi to my kids at home. Lance and Morgan will be home tonight.
Gary Collins comes home third.
Okay, congratulations to Gary and to all the drivers who put on a great show here this afternoon. At the top of the hour, Legends Figure Skating from Little Rock, Arkansas. But coming up right now will be ESPN News as Dave Rebson brings you up to date on everything that's going on in the world of sports from ESPN News. For Benny Parsons and Bill Weber, I'm Bob Jenkins. Thanks for joining us here at Tucson. We'll see you next Sunday. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.